even up to our own name. If I had to ask you, what's your last name? Camacho, Morales, Overson. Does that name, you know that those names are the same names of your slave master? A white man would brand the name on your back, right? That's not your real name. Remember, Moses called us what? What God called us our name? Israel. That's something they don't teach in the schools, but they had us in slavery. They had us in slavery. The worst slavery was true with the Arabs. The Arabs and them used to castrate the men. You understand? That was the worst. They did us real dirty, man. So they had us in slavery. So in the wonder of all things, we gotta go to them. We gotta go to Plaza, the market. Now they're building a next supermarket down there. Continue read it.
And in thirst,
who own all the water to drink? In the same manner we gotta go to right? Read.
and in nakedness,
Clothes,
and in want of all things.
even up to our own name. If I had to ask you, what's your last name?
Nonsense.
Camacho, Morales, Overson. Does that name, you know that those names are the same names of your slave master? A white man would brand the name on your back, right? That's not your real name. Remember, Moses called us what? What God called us our name? Israel. Our name is Israel. But our names have been changed. You understand? So when you say that you are not in slavery, you got to think otherwise than that, because we got to go to them from the want of our thing. Continue reading.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
The Bible said, he, the same enemy, will put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. You know that if you look up in your phone right now, young man, if you look in your phone right now and Google yokes of iron, which people you gonna see have the yokes of iron? Yes. So the Bible said he will put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. That was then. Yes. So you may feel because you don't have it on now, we're not in slavery. But read, we're going to continue reading. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
So where the white man them though, that we are destroyed, you know what it means to be destroyed? They take the yoke off of your neck. And now you don't know. When I asked you, you said you what? What color, what nationality before we got here? You tell me you were what? Black. You say you were black. You say you were right. But that's not what the Bible said. We are the Israelites.
That's right.
So they gave you a name, Overson, Camacho, Morales. That's not your true nationality. That's how we've been destroyed. That's how we've been destroyed. We've been destroyed from the connection of who we are. The Israelites. That's who we are. Our name is powerful. Those names that we got, those are cursed. You understand? Those are not our true name. Give me the name, the power behind the name, Israel. Our name is powerful. Give me Genesis chapter 32 verse 28. Our name Israel is a powerful name. That's why they change our name and give us made up names, their names. Even today we carrying their names. Camacho, Larson, Morales. These are not our true names. We are the Israelites.
That's right.
Read.
Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
Israel. Read.
For as a prince.
It says the meaning of Israel is for as a prince. You are a prince.
That's right.
And if you is a prince, you would be what? Huh? No, you a queen always have a husband or so. right? So you'll be a princess, right? Read.
As a prince that has power with God.
So as a prince, we have power with God. That's what Israel means, power with God.
That's right.
But how come we as a people now today, we living like this if we got the power of God? You know why? Why we went into slavery? You ever think about that? Why we as a people went into slavery? Is a reason. We're going to show you. We're going to show you because this don't, you got to ask yourself, how, if we got power with God, how come God allowed this to happen to us? How come God allowed us to be taken far off the coast of Africa on a boat, a slave ship? There's a reason why, right? There's a reason why. So we got to find out why, so we could find the solution, right?
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
God said that it's going to come to pass, meaning it's going to happen, read?
If thou will not hearken
is if I don't listen
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
He said that if I don't listen to keep all his commandments
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said he made an agreement, he made a pact, a contract with us. He said, hey, if I don't listen to keep my commandments, curse gonna come upon you.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again.
So one of the curse is us going into slavery by the way of cargo slave ship. He allowed the so-called white man and the Arabs to sell us into slavery. Look at this man, to beat our backs in, to put yokes of iron, to be sold like cattle, to have a gator, alligator. They used to use our babies as alligator bait. Look it up. They used to throw the baby to the alligator so they could catch the alligator to make alligator bell. Yep. That's how they look at us.
And we like gators.
So this is why we are in the curse today.
That's
so
right.
let me ask you, children, if not keeping the commandments, curse came upon us that God made us to go on slave ships, our forefathers. We destroyed now, we don't know who we are. Because if we didn't come here today, you would have still think you're black. You understand? You just think you still are the color of the pants. You understand? You would have still think that Christ is a so-called white man. That's destroyed. That's we've been destroyed of our people. Our true king is a black Messiah.
That's right.
Christ is a black man. He come to save his people. You are his people. But the reason why we got here, we don't like to keep God's commandments. You understand? So now, you know you are Israelite, right? You know where you are Israelite. When you go to school, right? And you get a job. You graduate, you get a job. They give you a handbook. Or the school give you a handbook. They tell you, hey, you gotta wear this. You gotta come in this time. If you don't do certain, there's rules, right? It's the same thing with God. He gave us rules. He gave us commandments that we're supposed to keep as a people. You understand? He gave us rules. So let me show you this, right? One of the things that we got to do as young men and young women, there's commandments for that. Give me Titus chapter 2. For young men, you're supposed to be young leaders for the community here in Aradias. You're supposed to be example. You're supposed to not follow everybody else burning weed, drinking rum, getting drunk all over the place, trying to have sex with young girls. You're supposed to do that when you're married. So this is what the Bible is saying as young men in our communities. Read.
Titus chapter 2 verse 6. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded.
What do you think it means to be sober-minded? What do you think it means to be sober? I know you're young. Put it for instance. To be sober-minded is to be clear-headed, to be functioning, not to be awake, not to be drunk, not to be smoking weed. These things are put in place to make us not seeing what's going around in our community. You get lazy, you start eating up the house. Next thing you start messing with the young girls, and all kind of thing. And then next thing, the father find out you mess with his daughter, he come in looking for you. Say, brother, what you doing, my son? That causing problem. We got to be sober-minded. Read.
Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded. In all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works.
How are we going to do good works, young man? What song, what you hear that say? Good works. How would you show good works in your community today? That's good. That's one start. You know, gain some brothers and say, you know, I pull up here and say, man, if I had time, I'd come and help, you know, clean up the place. That's a good start. That's good works. That's part of it. You know what be a part of it? Don't get involved with selling drugs to your own, selling drugs, period. Peer pressure. Don't be following your friends and them and say, man, hey, let me go down and check out that shop and let me try to steal this partner, grab this partner. That's good work. Not getting involved with that. Telling your friends and them, hey, no, I ain't getting involved with that. I ain't in that thieving thing, no. Hey, I ain't trying to be selling no weed. Me ain't trying to go jail. That's good works. Finding a job. You understand? Making your own money, saving up your money, helping your parents.
That's right.
That's good works.
That's right.
You understand? Honoring your mother and father. Don't be sucking your teeth with your mother and your father when they talk to you, when it's good for you. You understand? That's good works. That's what we got to show. We can't be following the trends and what's going on in the world. We got more on that? What we have on the woman. As for you, sister, we have laws and ways how the woman's supposed to carry themselves also as a young woman. You understand? The same way with a young man, the same way with a young woman. Read what you got. Titus chapter 2, somewhere in there, about the young women. The young women have to do certain things too, because we got to look over our sisters and be an example. Read.
The aged woman, Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women.
See that? So that's why this word is good for the older women too. The older women, they got to be holy. You understand? They got to know how to teach our women the right things according to the Bible. Read.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
The women, the young women, they need to be sober too. You can't be out here burning can too, burning weed, drinking, getting drunk. You understand? You got to be sober-minded too. You got to be looking out for your younger sisters out there. You understand? Suppose you there, you so high, you don't even see your sister run across the road there. Read.
That they may teach a young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
You hear what it says? To love your husband, not your boyfriend. The Bible don't deal with girlfriend and boyfriend. You got to get married. So that's why the Bible said, love your husband. You understand? Read.
To be discreet.
To be discreet. Meaning, when you see older men speaking, you know what I mean, sister? To be discreet. That's what I mean, right? You need to just, you know, wait till they finish talk and then you can come and speak to them or so forth. You understand? Read.
Chase. Keep us at home.
Keep us at home. Meaning you gotta know how, listen good. You know what keep us at home means, sis? For the women? If you get a house, you get your bedroom, you start from, even from young, where your mother does tell you, hey, clean up your, and then sometimes you start from that, you start in the kitchen, your mother tell you what? Clean up the, yeah.
What is the nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word